What's going on, all my beautiful people? Y'all know I stay in the car, stay mixing up, I stay doing something. You gotta keep it moving. Had to give me some more olive oil, that extra virgin olive oil, man. Make sure you invest in this when you're eating your food. You know, I usually get I get this right out of Sam's, but the extra virgin olive oil, you know what I'm saying? Shameless plug, I always promote something, you know, just to eat a lot healthier. Like I said, I'm at 233, so I gotta drop about I'm gonna say 10 pounds. I'm gonna try to knock it down to 10 pounds. Well, yeah, I need to knock it down to 10 pounds to get down to, under my 225 threshold. You know what I'm saying? Trying to just work on this head. That's the hardest part to work on. But fasting and doing stuff, getting my military workouts, and I try to leave the weights alone because they build all this, but they don't get rid of this. But I gotta say, congratulations to Trap Dickie. That I seen it on the net. You know what I'm saying? About him going on BET, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z Soul Rock, Fella Records. Way bad, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna chop this video up, but salute to all the rappers. Trim, you know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of Dan Yarder, Killer Skip, because I don't give Killer Skip enough credit. He's in a generation behind me. You know what I'm saying? And Killer Skip is a phenomenal rapper. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Shaw? I'm going to say what's up to Pavel. You know, I know he's doing a bit. You know what I'm saying? He was also a talented rapper. Port Baby, KOD. It's a lot of rappers. It'd be hard for me to name everybody. But I've done songs with damn near everybody in the city, you know, that came up when I didn't get with a lot of rappers. Shout out to Molly Mall. Y'all know I try to share everybody things. Little Boss, Little Boss, he really started the wave. You know, when Charlamagne gave him the shout out. And, you know, Game Over 1K, Big Joel, these like my nephews right here. That's an H-Town thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm so proud of them to see what they doing and how they come together, how they mixing with other cats. You know, I hear a lot of heat, a lot of cats and they hate on them, boy, why they don't support them. Because they feel like, oh, we rich, they ain't got to support them. A lot of young kids and a lot of older cats, this was the problem with us back in the days. We always worry about what crew gonna get it first instead of the greater good of the city. I know for sure because I was in this era, a lot of Atlanta cats did not get along. They didn't like each other. They didn't turn these lights on. They did not like each other. But they came together for the greater good of their city and made Atlanta a prosperous, even the new Motown. It became the hub for a mecca for black music. Charleston is a poor city that's, like I say, it's developing so rapidly. And we have, out of all the cities in South Carolina, everybody got their own sound. But there's really not a South Carolina sound. It's not a sound you can say, okay, like you hear Louisiana, they got a sound. They got a bunch of different sounds. Like, let's say I use New Orleans for where Lil Wayne and them from. They kind of all got that New Orleans sound where you know that's their sound. When you go to the Bay Area got a sound. San Diego got a sound. Texas got a sound. Florida got a sound. And South Carolina, I'm saying South Carolina because no disrespect to North Carolina. North Carolina been eating for a little minute. South Carolina has not had that rapper with that plaque. So me, as one of the pioneers, and I could call myself that because when I started, it was only maybe a handful, 2 handfuls of rappers. And my city is only 1 handful. When I actually started rapping, I'm talking about before Megabucks, before there was a 263. This is how long I've been doing the things. You know what I'm saying? And I shout out all my, a lot of people who influenced me to do music. Skip Ski, Double D's, Your Royal Qualities, Marion Westwood and her sister, them Trivia. And then when it was the Get Busy Girls, I can go on and on. And I keep forgetting about Charlamagne and my people that actually had a major deal. They had a deal back in the days, And I hate not shouting them out, even Bad Apple, because all of them was, I was doing mixtape stuff. They actually had cassettes out. I have to give them props. I cannot leave out nobody. And I'm apologize off the top for everybody who came after us, because I have to big up the people before me in my era first. You know what I'm saying? Because Charleston got a thorough rap history. And I watch documentaries on other cities and they tell their story. Atlanta tells their story, New York tells their story, Texas tells their story. And all these stories that they tell, they always start from the top. And a lot of things with Charleston, when you ask a Charleston rapper, and I don't blame them, because sometimes you just in your own world and you feel like you're the only person on the planet doing this thing. But a lot of rappers don't understand you are nothing without the history. Who set the foundation for you to be able to do what you're doing? And you don't have to be influenced by their music, but you still need to know who from your city influenced you to do what you're doing. Shouts out to Righteous. I don't know if Righteous changed his name, because he's another rapper from my era that was doing different things, because we set the foundation. That's the only word I could use. But we set it up for everybody who came behind us to be able to do what they do. And not that nobody owes us nothing. I, out of respect, have to pay homage to my peers and the people before me, because that's just a respect thing. Now, the new generation, they're taking us to another level. The Trims, the Low Bosses, the Game Over One Kids, the Big Jules, you know, the Long Money Phils, Wavy. Man, there's so many cats, and like I said, I'm proud of them. I don't know them. I know certain people, but I don't know all of them. But I go and study their work, or I ask my grandkids, or I ask my kids, like, yo, who's this? Who's this? And I might sit down and watch YouTube and watch all their videos just to get up on their music and see what people like. When I'm in the club, like y'all see me in a bunch of different places, and I'm in the club, I'm looking at what the people like, what kind of music, and I see a lot of the old school music is moving them. We've been in Atlanta recently, and they was playing Lil Rue Nasty song, and they really thought Lil Rue was from Atlanta. Even when I heard nephew, man, I don't want to say nephew Tommy, but you know he does the oh man, I'm messing this up, but y'all know he from Charleston. They do the other genre of music, like it's like blues to me, you know what I'm saying? And or the stepper nephew, I gotta get his name, but they was pumping his music, and I see how he moved people. All those people, all these different music, all these genres, because he started off rapping. I started following him to see where he, or you know, his origin came from. He started off rapping as well. He found a niche, and it worked for him. But we look at, I represent for hip hop, you know, a lot of underground rappers, and anybody who really bring it, especially if you're from Charleston, I have to support that. I have to go share your record, go buy your records, whatever, you know, because they don't sell CDs and stuff no more. So I have to go scream people records and stuff like that, you know, and I try to support I really go listen to the records. You know what I'm saying? I don't get paid for endorsements, but I'm one of the realest when it comes to represent my city. I don't care what section you from. You do good music, just doing music, because I'm not the one that can say who's the best rapper, I can say who I like the most, but who am I to say I can out-rap everybody? You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm out to do. I'm out to open the city for the new generation and for me to finally get recognition for my contribution to Charleston hip hop or South Carolina hip hop. You know, who wants to rap all this time and not get a plaque, not see some kind of recognition, even if it's not a plaque? But I would be so happy to see someone get a plaque that's from my city, especially if I know them. Even if I don't know them, I just want Carolina to prosper. I always been getting money. You can always look at the story, you're like, okay, how was Bucks doing this thing with Bears? Like, how was he doing it? Bucks been independent for a long time. I've been independent a long time. And I could tell you to be independent. I went from selling clothes to where this will be my third entertainment company that I started off with 263. Then my Bears Link thing. And now it's FMG. And I take things to another plateau all the time because it's about growing. You outgrow partnerships, you outgrow people sometimes. So sometimes to get solitude, you have to do your own thing. But I make sure I invest in myself, and I invested in a lot of artists. And to see them growing, and I lost a lot of artists, you know, R.P. Spoon, P. Jeezy, my little cousin G's, my son, you know what I'm saying, Tank, Abby Fush, B. Killed. I gotta see R.I.P. the Big Jenks. It was so many influential people You know, because I had a period where I've been just losing people so rapidly that I had to wrap my mind around that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I'm in my car, I enjoy the social media age because I'm able to express myself, beg people out, because I've been begging people out, whether they give me credit for it or not. When I went to Def Jam, I went with everybody's CD that was in the store at the time we came out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Marl, it wasn't Dino, none of them was out at that time. So I probably had 10 records from the city, you know, the city from Charleston, but I took all of them to Def Jam, and G. Wallace at the time was our handler, because Def Jam South was just opening up. And I told him, because we ended up getting to there thanks to my big brother, Server Mike Irvin out of Columbia. You know, we ended up getting, because he was going through some things, so we went in place of him. And they sat down and listened to our music, and I also left them a stack of CDs that I actually bought with my own money. I was like, okay, you might not like 263 and what we have, I wish they did like us, but I always make it my business to rep for the city. So when I went there, I gave them music from everybody who was in local records or cat music. I bought their music, and I had the actual CDs, and I left it with them. Like, you're gonna like something, you know what I'm saying? My goal is still the same even after 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I say my career started 97. You know what I'm saying? When I converted my name to Megabucks, it started really homing my style. I say 99. I'm gonna start from shining the big time. But y'all know it was 40, but I start from shining big time. So I've been in this game a long, and I sold a lot of records. I still actually sell music. I get screams, ain't the biggest scream, because I do everything organic. I don't believe in cheating the game. If I just sell, even when I was dropping CDs, let's say I got 18 tracks on a CD. If you like one, if out of 10 people, everybody like one song, I did my job. And if I'm paying $1 to get a shrink wrap pressing, you know what I'm saying, and I'm selling for $15, $20, I'm winning. I treated a lot of things like the street game, but instead of me selling you poison, I'm trying to sell you something that you can relate to. When you put it in your deck, like, okay, I know dog, I can relate to what he got going on. And music was all about relating to other people. But South Carolina has not got their chance. And it's, you know, the crab and buck theory, all that stuff is true. But we get so to where nobody wants to be the bigger person. And that's what we have to get out of our heads and stop fighting each other like, okay, oh, them cats ain't fucking with me, so I ain't fucking with them. And I'm the type of cat, I don't have to know you. If I find that you're doing music and you from my city, I'm gonna share you on my page. My platform might not be big. They kill my other Facebook and Instagram pages, so I'm rebuilding. But I'm always in the street. I'm always bigging up all the artists. I'm sending people in a direction, whether I know them or not, because it's never been just about me. I always wanted to see other people eat. And till the day I leave this planet, as long as I got breath in my body, it's always been Charleston and South Carolina. And I say South Carolina because there's so many talented artists in South Carolina, and there's so many artists in my city, you know, in the surrounding areas. I can't just say Charleston, Somerville, you know what I'm saying? There's so many artists. Man, just to see somebody walking across a BET stage, somewhere getting accolades, and shout out Trap Dickie again, shout out to Trum. Please go support their music. Subscribe to their pages, support their music. And I know you say you don't know them. You don't know NBA Youngboy. You don't know half of the cats that you might support. And this is for the rappers. This ain't for just fans because you like who you like. But if you are a rapper and you are not supporting local entities and people that's in your city, you are doing yourself a disservice. I promise you. Because it's all about, you could think you the best all you want, but if nobody ever gets a chance to come here and see, how you gonna prove that? You know, and I'm at the 15-minute mark with this. I'm gonna chop this up, but make sure y'all share each other music. Just share music, just out of mutual respect, even if you don't know the artist. Make it bigger than you. Make it about Carolina. Make it about your city. Do what you got to do, because that's what Atlanta did. That's what Florida. I was there when they was developing Nashville. I watched all of this. So it hurts me to see how the game goes and it keeps repeating itself with the mistakes. I'm talking to you as an OG that I always been funding myself. Nobody could come by, I paid for Buck Student. No, I always been doing this independent, and I'm going to always do it my way. And as always, man, I love y'all. Be safe.